Popular Culture Research Team. How can I help you? She's back! Back joining us in the studio for the Popular Culture Research Team is OYJ. Eugene, hello to you.
Hi guys, happy Friday.
Eugene.
Huh?
I have to ask you something.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm going to first read this message from Kai, from Doncaster. It was a pleasure working with your voice in this song. I got to listen to a lot over 6+ hours I was working on. Do you know what he's talking about? You have no idea what he's talking about, right? So...
A little bit scared though.
So I was kind of, in the beginning, half jokingly.
Okay.
You know, there's on ARIRANG Radio, there's a lot of DJs who are singers, artists. And so people will be requesting songs on my show, like Iris's songs, Isak songs, Johan songs, and things like that. And no one gets to play my song because I have no song, right? And so I said, man, it would be nice if someone could make some songs for me, and I'll rap to it.
Okay.
And Kai made us some music.
Really?
Yeah. And I want to ask you,
Me?
can you be the vocal?
The vocal? Me?
Featuring OYJ.
Is it okay for you? It's like your first song.
Yeah. Well, I asked Iris and she was like, no. And so I'm sorry you're second.
but there are a lot of like better options.
No. I think it'll be special. It'll be special if it's just within
like
the Culture Inc.
Right?
Yes.
It would be my honor, but I'm not that confident.
No, you're so good. You're so good. Trust me, it'll sound so good because for the most part, it's going to be my voice.
Oh, that would be okay. That's okay.
If my voice comes out and then your voice comes out, it's
one or two lines would be better.
It'll be good. So we're going to work on this, all right?
So is it real?
No, it's real.
Real?
We're going to
Wow.
I'll send you the song later on. It's really, really good, by the way.
Okay,
Anyways, I did spoil it, unfortunately.
You have to apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is music. It's a song.
K-pop.
Let's do our one-line hint.
Okay, so my one-line hint is, for me, tastes better than Starbucks, Tim Hortons, Blue Bottle Coffee.
Oh, really?
I love my sentence.
Okay,
I love my
that's how
hint.
you did it. Huh.
What about you?
Me? I had two. But I didn't know what to choose.
Okay.
Okay?
Give it a shot. Okay.
Struggle is real. Struggle is real.
Struggle is real.
SJ in 2009.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is this how you caught it? I caught the deeper meaning of the song.
Yeah, the lyrics, right?
Yeah. So it's me in 2009. Struggle is real. That's my one-liner. But I like yours too.
Just like watching the title of the song, I choose my one-line sentence.
I'm trying to think if I agree with you though. If I do like it, if it tastes better than those three. Sometimes.
Yeah, in a specific situation.
Yeah,
right?
in certain situations, yes, I agree. So guys, once again, those are our one-line hints to what song we're gonna do. Again, for you, give us your one hint one more time.
Mine?
Yes.
For me, tastes better than Starbucks, Tim Hortons, and Blue Bottle Coffee.
Mine is Struggle is Real, SJ in 2009. All right, now, we also have... I feel like our producer has so much fun with this. We had the lyrics translated into English using ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is not always very accurate, which makes it a little bit more difficult. And we have it read by an AI, and it's a very interesting accent.
Really?
Yes. See if you could understand it.
Okay.
Because I had a hard time understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to have your ears wide open for this one. Let's take a listen.
I drink cheap coffee. It's lukewarm, and it kind of burns my gut. My feet stick to the damp vinyl floor, pulling off with a gross, wet sound. Nothing gets to me anymore. Even when a cockroach casually crawls by. Every heavy morning, the only thing that doesn't quit is this little cough. I fold up the soggy blanket, crack open the creaky door and step outside. The half-cleared sky feels way too close. Hard to breathe. Feels like I've seen it 1,000 times. So familiar, it makes me dizzy. I lock away what's left of me. Though really, there's nothing left at all.
All right, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as I thought. It's not as bad as I thought. It wasn't as thick as it was. James got it right. Says sounds Scottish.
Is this Scottish accent?
Yeah, but it wasn't very thick. It's probably like the least thick Scottish accent that I've heard. Kai says, is that a Scottish accent? Yes. Yes. At least according to what the AI is saying. So we had a number of different hints that we gave, one-liners, and this AI reading the translated version of the lyrics. Guys, get those answers in. What song are we going into today? We'll find out. Well, here's another hint song here. This is Paul Kim with Coffee With Me, 커피 한잔 할래요? And that hint song was Paul Kim with Coffee With Me, 커피 한잔 할래요? We're back in the studio with Yujin with that popular culture research team. So, this is probably, I didn't think it was going to be this hard. But I think this has been the hardest song that we've covered so far.
It's so difficult.
Did you know this song? Really? Wow.
I haven't heard it before.
I know this song, and this is a song, again, like it hits hard for me. 2009 SJ.
2009 SJ.
2009 to maybe 2010-ish. for about a year. What song are we doing today?
Okay, so today's song is 싸구려 커피 or cheap coffee by the indie band 장기하와 얼굴들 or 장기하 and the Faces.
We actually have only one correct answer.
Yeah.
How did
you know this?
Benny over in the Philippines says 싸구려 커피 by 장기하와 얼굴들. 1, 2, 3. What?
Wow.
We had good guesses. Claire said Americano by 10cm, which is a coffee song.
And
James just went, like he just said, I'm just going to talk about any coffee stuff. CLC with cafe mocha, please. He didn't hear my hint, I guess. Kai says, I Googled using your hints, but I didn't want to cheat. You just said you Googled it. No, you could do this, but okay, so let's talk about this, right?
So the band 장기하와 얼굴들 was formed by 장기, of course, and 5 session musicians, and they performed as an indie band until 2018. And now 장기하 continues as a solo artist, and this song was their debut song and was released back in 2008, and it made a huge impact when it first came out.
I didn't like 장기하.
Why?
Because when he went out with IU, I was like,
that's true. So were you a fan of IU?
I'm a fan of IU.
Okay.
I've long been a fan. You know, now it's okay because I was single back then. Now I'm married, so now she has a boyfriend, so it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, he's a very, very unique artist.
Right.
I mean, Indie's putting one, like the way that he sings, it's very unique. But just the title, right? It's different. Cheap coffee, 싸구려 coffee. But why did the song make such a huge impact?
Okay, so just the title, Cheap Coffee, was already so refreshing and different from other songs. But what really shocked people was the style of the lyrics. So at the time, this kind of raw and spoken style wasn't common in Korean music. And the lyrics are written almost like casual conversation. And the songs that we have discussed so far had very poetic and abstract lyrics. But this song is very, very different. It's more than realistic. It's like raw.
Yeah.
And people say like painfully realistic, hyper-realistic lyrics, and that made it feel so fresh, especially for a debut song. And despite being an indie band, they managed to sell over 10,000 copies, which was quite rare back then.
So I know that Chang is he's a graduate of Seoul National University. Like he's smart.
Very, very smart.
But sometimes when you're super smart, you're a little bit unique.
Yeah, kind of unique and a little bit weird.
Yeah, you're a little bit weird, right? Like he thinks very differently. And you can see from the style of singing, like I think you put it perfectly well. Sometimes it doesn't even sound like he's singing.
Oh, yeah, like not rapping, not singing, just talking.
It's just talking. And so like we're talking right before the show, and then she was like, are you going to sing? Can you sing today? I was like, why? Are you going to sing? it's not really singing. I can't, because she didn't hear this. She's never heard this song before until today. I've heard it. And even though I've heard this song many, many times, I can only sing the first two lines.
Because it's very difficult.
I can't sing any other parts because it's like, even the beat, right? It doesn't go with the traditional beat.
No, not at all. So can you try with the version of 2009, SJ?
Oh, snap. 2009, I gotta really feel this. But in Korean or English, because I feel like this is one of the few songs where in English.
Maybe both of them?
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
I drink cheap coffee. It's lukewarm and kind of burns my gut. My feet sticks to the damn vinyl floor, pulling off that gross wet sound. It just, you can't, right? 싸구려 커피를 마신다. 미지근해 적잖은 속이 쓰려온다. 눅눅한 비닐 장판에 발바닥 쫙 달라붙다 떨어진다. 이제는 아무렇지 않아. 바퀴벌레 한 마리쯤 쓱 지나가도. Something. That's it.
Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you...
Our producer says, trot. 싸구려 커피를 마셔. 미지근해 적잖아 속 쓰려워. 아무나 커피를 마셔.
Who's jogging?
남도의 반소리야.
Oh, and you got the echo.
Can you sing this? I feel like you'll do a better job. I mean,
No.
you know why? Can I be honest? Mm-hmm. That was the best singing I've ever done.
It was good though.
You know why?
Why?
Because there was barely any singing to this.
It's like talking, right?
It's like almost talking. Can you sing this? I feel like you could do this. Like you know the first.
싸구려 커피를 마신다. 미지근해 적잖이 속이 쓰려온다. 눅눅한 비닐 장판에 발바닥이 쩍 달라붙다.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part. 발바닥 쩍 달라붙다. It's like like yeah, that's the hard part. He goes off beat. And it's weird.
So weird, but very unique and addictive.
I can't believe there's a song that I could sing but Yujin can't sing. This is signs.
Got it.
This is a sign from above. I need to record that song very quickly. Kai says, SJ is giving me ideas for the next song. What is it going to be? Expensive coffee?
Expensive coffee.
You basically translated the entire thing here. And for our listeners out there, if you have a chance, do a translate. Get a chance to translate the entire thing and get it and read this because this is pretty cool. So, are we gonna look at some of the lyrics here?
Maybe, wait, yeah, we can do.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that.
Yeah, because the lyrics is so detailed here. You can imagine the situation, whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's a line that I cannot relate to. Nothing gets to me anymore, even when a cockroach casually crawls by. I cannot relate to this.
You've never lived in a house with cockroaches? We're talking about bugs a lot today. First off, in New York City, there's a lot of cockroaches. So I lived in an apartment with many cockroaches. But I also lived in like one rooms with like ants and cockroaches. Oh. And so you had to buy the cockroach traps and stuff like that. Oh. And then you know about the vinyl floor?
I know
what that is?
장판, it's called 장판, right?
Yes.
It makes the floor very high. It would be heated.
Have you ever lived in a house with this?
Without it, I cannot live in the winter season.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Oh, because
it's a very Korean thing.
I don't have a 장판 at home. That's now I don't have it. We put what is it? It's like a mat for kids.
Oh,
so that like the downstairs people, it's not going to be too loud and stuff like that. I wonder though, because the way that I described this song was "It's Me, Struggle is Real" in 2009, and it's deep. It's how when struggle was real, right? I wonder what inspired Chang to write this kind of song because I feel like he maybe went through something like
Right,
this.
that's the interesting part. So he wrote this song while serving in the military, and he once said he felt kind of lost as he entered his 20s, wondering things like, what am I supposed to do with my life once I get out of here? And he started to feel these unpleasant emotions kind of regularly. And that anxious and hopeless and somewhat empty feeling became the basis of this song. And the image of coffee came from a very specific moment. I told you that he wrote this song in the military, and he was making instant coffee, like cheap coffee for his senior soldier.
Oh, it was during the military.
Yeah, and Chang Kiha didn't even like coffee because it hurts his stomach. But when the senior said, hey, drink some too, and he could not say no because the hierarchical structure. So he's drinking something he doesn't even like in a place he doesn't want to be while pretending everything's fine. I think he tried to process and release those sticky, unpleasant feelings where you have to pretend you're fine even when you're not by turning them into music, cheap coffee, as a way of letting them go.
Wow. Okay, so it was completely different for him. The way that I got this is basically when you're just starting off in life by yourself and you can't get like the best of the apartments, you have to get a small one room and you get like a very old vinyl floor and there's mold everywhere, and especially during the summertime it gets humid, and you want coffee but you can't afford the $4 coffees are now $5 now. So you steal some from the office and then you have the saguya coffee, the cheap coffee that you drink. But why do you think this song became so popular though?
Because the song describes like repetitive, directionless life that many young people feel, especially after college or in between jobs. And even though Chang Kiha didn't personally experience a tough lifestyle, he's from a pretty well-off background, he captured that feeling of like, this isn't how I imagined my 20s would be perfectly. It really resonated with a lot of young people.
See, now this ruined it now. I thought he went through this.
No, he hasn't lived in
a
single studio apartment. He said in an interview. I was shocked.
Fake. That was so fake. I thought he went through this because it felt so real. Like you could only describe stuff like this if you went through that. I lived like that before. Oh my goodness. I knew he was a little weird. Anyways, we're going to listen to that very song here. And if you're listening to it for the very first time, you'll understand why we said his singing style is very, very unique. This is 장기화 얼굴들 with Cheap Coffee, 싸구려 coffee. That was 장기화 얼굴들 with Cheap Coffee, 싸구려 coffee. I need to read this. Benny says Jian is here, right? Because our producer put the picture to our news reporter. And then John said, you guys made me think IU was there. Because Yujin, right? And it makes sense because Chang Kiha, again, ex, right? They're former lovers there. It makes sense. But no, IU's not here. But we have something better. Yujin is here.
Oh, please don't do it. Stop it.
One thing that really stands out if you heard that song just now, and this is not the only song where he sings this way. He is very, very unique. It's not your typical singing.
Not at all. So Chang Kiha's vocal delivery is very, very unique. It's somewhere between singing, talking, and rapping. And what makes it special is his clear diction. Every word is pronounced precisely, like he wants to make sure you don't miss a single syllable. Right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't sound like singing is what it is. I understand. You could hear every syllable that you're reading there, but that's exactly what you're doing. You're reading. But I wonder how people reacted to that kind of style. Like, it's not something you hear every day.
So I actually looked it up because I was curious too. So here are some of the reactions and comments I found from listeners. They're saying, it's really creative and he's just saying words but delivering it smoothly on the beat so naturally. His lyrics feel like hypnosis. It's taking us somewhere and we're just following. I've never heard a song like this before. You cannot say it's not creative. He's not a rapper or a singer. He's an artist. And my personal favorite comment. Typical hip-hop songs are all about drugs, money, your girlfriend, guns, and Porsches. Chang Kiha's song, cheap coffee, cockroaches, and yellow vinyl floor. I love that.
Except you never experienced any of that.
You're so upset.
Fake. I like this one. Where
Why?
you said his lyrics feel like hypnosis. He's taking us somewhere and we're just following. It like when you know that saying, it's a cult following. It's a cult following. Like there's a cult following for this guy. I mean, it's just like you go, what am I listening to?
That's correct.
But you keep listening to it.
Right. I told you addictive.
And you go, why am I still listening to this? Are there any lines in particular that you think that maybe our international listeners might find quite interesting?
Okay, so I think the title may be cheap coffee. So in Korea, 싸구려 cheap coffee usually refers to instant mixed coffee. It's very sweet, milky, and literally super cheap. You can still get it from vending machines for about 500 won
Yes.
or around 40 cents. Even though it's considered cheap, it's also the most familiar and beloved type of coffee for many Koreans. So people drink it during long nights studying, at work, after meals, and even in the military. And that duality, cheap but comforting, is part of what makes the image of cheap coffee so impressive. And maybe other lyrics like the dehumidifier in the closet, blood smeared from killing mosquitoes.
Yes.
They are describe a very specific mood of Korea's summer images and the sticky and tired feeling of being stuck in a tiny room in humid weather. It's about one person's day, but it also feels like the story of everyone that he did not experience.
So when we say mixed coffee, did you know that it's actually Korea that invented mixed coffee?
Yeah, I know that. Very proud of that fact.
Yeah, so back in the days, Koreans didn't drink Americano.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't drink
No.
Americano. So it was instant coffee and then what we call purim,
프림, 설탕,
right?
and what
And
else?
hot water. And basically
hot water? Okay.
right? So purim is like kind of like powdered milk. And they always drank coffee this way. And then someone said, man, I'm sick and tired of, you were talking about how when he was in the military, he was told to make coffee all the time. Someone said, I'm sick of putting all this today. Let me just put it in like a stick. And so mix it in there.
Very clever invention.
And sometimes I like it. Sometimes I don't like to drink my coffee sweet, but sometimes I yearn for it.
After hard work, hard
Yes.
studying.
Yeah.
Very specific situation.
Yeah, and and I like the dehumidifier. You know what the dehumidifier in the closet is? That's the
I know that.
water eating.
Yeah, I know. I'm also living in this small apartment.
Do you have to have one of these?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Oh my goodness. And then what about this one? The blood smeared from killing mosquitoes. You don't have that.
I saw it today as well.
Do you do that? Do you have that at
Me?
home? No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
in your walls?
Yeah.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. We have to kill the mosquitoes.
I would have thought you had like maybe like the electric mosquito-
something like that.
Yeah. The tennis racket.
But whenever I don't have it, I have to kill it by my hand.
If you go to like a Korean house in the summer, there's like blood-stained walls, and I'm not talking about like human blood. We're talking about mosquito.
Mosquito blood.
Actually, that is human blood because the mosquitoes had actually taken it. Our producer says back in 2000. When he had to do a lot of editing for videos, he would drink about like 10 cups.
10 cups?
And that's the thing, is that you have to drink it in this small paper cup.
Right. Like
and because
the
it's so
size.
small, you keep drinking a lot of it.
Right.
Right? And then like if you go to the countryside, what they used to do is they make it into ice, mixed coffee. And then all the grandmothers in the summertime, they'll just chug it over and over time. The more we talk about it, the more we realize how unlike, very unique this song is. Are there any other songs that are very like similar in feeling when it comes to the songs?
Okay, so actually, Kiha has another famous and unique song called 부럽지가 않아, which translates to I'm not jealous or envy none. It's so hypnotic. Again, this song is just talking, almost like reading a journal, but somehow it becomes music. And you are not sure if it's a song or a poem or a monologue. You cannot categorize easily. So I think he's not chasing trends. And at this point, Chang is not just a singer. I think he's a genre in himself, right?
Yeah. I just want to go into, if you go back to what my one-line hint was, 2009 struggle was real for
Okay.
SJ here. I want to talk about some of the stuff that really hit me hard, okay? There's a couple, and there's a lot. I fold up the soggy blanket.
Oh.
Okay, I fold up the soggy blanket. That doesn't mean I wet the bed, ladies and gentlemen. It means because of the humidity.
Because humid, right, in the summer.
And the thing is, when struggle is real, you only have one blanket. And you have
Did you have one blanket?
I have one blanket.
Really?
So what would you choose? You choose, of course, the winter blanket.
Of course,
Right?
because
in the
summertime,
summertime, you don't really need a blanket. In the wintertime, you need a blanket. But there is a such thing as a summer blanket.
right.
You don't buy a summer blanket. And so because we have like the cheap winter blanket that we use for all seasons, the humidity eats up the moisture and it gets very soggy.
So if you have only one blanket, if you
Yeah.
wash it,
Yeah.
so what do you use?
Oh.
Or another blanket?
I had to do I didn't have a dryer. And so I had to hang it on the balcony.
Okay.
So I had like a rope that goes from one wall to another wall. And so you hang the blanket overwards. Because nowadays we have what's called 건조대, right? Which is like a drying rack. I can't afford no drying rack.
So you cannot use any blanket if you wash
Yes.
the only blanket you have?
So I know this is going to sound a little bit weird, but you would wash it once going to a nearby, the laundromat. Wash it once before this winter comes. And then I know this sounds really bad, but you use it for all, you don't wash it all winter.
Really?
And then you go to the laundromat again and then do it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Eugene don't know what struggle is real. She's like female Chang Kiha. I like this one. What about this one?
Oh, why?
I grab a warm, flat can of Coke.
No clue how long it's been there. Take a sip.
Yeah. So
A cigarette butt inside.
yeah. So you have.
You have totally experienced this,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Sometimes people like to use, soda cans with some soda in there as ashtrays. And because there's cans of flat soda everywhere, you don't know which one's an ashtray.
Oh my goodness.
It is disgusting.
So you took a sip?
I've never done this,
Okay.
but I know what it's like again to use maybe use a used canned Coke for a ashtray. So you didn't really feel this. You can't feel this, right?
No. I cannot relate to this song.
Oh my goodness.
Also, for me, it was kind of new. So unique, but new for me. All those situations in the lyrics.
John says Eugene's parents did a great job making sure she didn't need to experience the struggle.
Thank you. But this song was released in 2008 and things happened, changed a little bit, right?
No, it's good. I'm not saying everyone needs to go through the struggle. I'm not hating on it. I mean, I'm glad she never had to go through it. It's but then the thing is, it's like now that I think about it, it's memorable. Because I went through it and I survived it. And I never want to go back. I work hard, I work hard. And then I want my kids to never experience that. And so I work hard. And I tell them to work hard.
It's kind of motivation song.
No, it's a motivation song. It really is a motivation song. Guys, I mean, struggle was real for me back in the days when I had to you buy one bag of ramen, split it in half, eat one for lunch and the other for dinner.
Really?
Yes. And maybe that's why I don't really eat ramyeon.
I cannot imagine that. Wow.
I don't really eat a lot of ramyuns, but this was good. This was good, and I'm glad you never had to experience this.
I'm glad you're not experiencing like right now all of these things.
Oh no, definitely not anymore. But it really does bring you back, and the fact of the matter is, many young people do go through this,
right?
Even now. And no hate for people that didn't go through it. But Changia just made it seem like he really did go through it, and it turned out he didn't. That's why there's a lot of hate. And he also went out with IU. That's why there's a lot of hate. Anyways, Yujin, fun stuff here. I want to thank you so much for bringing us a fantastic song to cover. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you again Friday.
Thank you. See you next Friday. Bye.